Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY Volume 4, Chapter 1, The Next Step. As with my other RWBY reactions, this video will only include me, so if you would like to watch the actual RWBY episode along with me, make sure to click here. It will take you to the Rooster Teeth YouTube channel under the RWBY playlist right to the video that I'm using, so yes, click this. Now you might be wondering why I have this reaction video if I already uploaded a Let's Watch of the same thing. Good question. If you didn't pay attention during my Let's Watch, I'm going to explain it again here. Basically, according to Rooster Teeth's guidelines that they set up in order to actually have reactors react sort of deal, they said that you cannot have their video in like the reactors video until the actual RWBY episode is published on Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel. So what I'm gonna try to do is have a reaction video out earlier so you guys can react along with me without having to wait an entire extra week kind of thing. And then I'll post a Let's Watch once their video is up on the Rooster Teeth YouTube channel. The reason though that I held off on this one was basically because I didn't want people jumping to the conclusion that I wasn't aware that I could now actually have reactions or Let's Watch videos. And so basically it's just so I guess people would now know. Like, if people are still gonna freak out that I don't know that I can do a Let's Watch in my traditional Let's Watch format, then they're just not listening to this video at all. They're not paying attention to the fact that I already uploaded a Let's Watch video of this episode. So yeah, that's what it basically is. I'm gonna have a reaction video, hopefully earlier, as long as I can keep on top of things, so you guys can watch it with me. And then, when the actual RWBY episode is posted to Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel, then I will upload my Let's Watch of that episode. So yes, for those who want the, are willing to put forth the extra effort, you can watch it ahead of time with me in the reaction video. And then if you're not willing to put forth that effort, then you can watch it with me in my Let's Watch a week later, you know what I mean? Anyway, back to the actual content. So yes, this is the start of RWBY Volume 4, Chapter 1, the next step. It's, yeah, pretty awesome. And I want to point out really quick too that I have at this point seen all of the World of Remnants as far as I'm aware, and I did see the Volume 4 trailer where RWBY fought like the Gorilla Grim kind of thing, and it was really cool. I have to say, just from the trailer, that you can definitely tell, like, it's the same style, RWBY is, same style of animation, but to me it looks a lot better somehow. And I believe that they switched from Poser Studio or whatever it's called to something else, something with Maya maybe? I don't know, but they switched programs, and I just think it looks really good, really smooth. The colors are nice and vibrant, and as far as the actual content, RWBY is a lot better now. I think this takes place 6 or 8 or something, some amount of months later from when we left them in Volume 3. And her control over her semblance, you could just tell how much better she is. It seems like she's a lot less reliant on the momentum from her sniper, though I'm sure that's still going to come into play. I'm sure she's going to go, use her abilities and her skills just hand in hand. So I'm not upset by any means about that. I think it's awesome that RWBY has grown so much, and that's what I'm really looking forward to with this. Not so much the fighting, but really just seeing what I want to see from this episode, basically, is the aftermath of everything that has happened. I want to see the characters again and how much they've grown since then, how the world has developed, has panic grown into like little civil wars kind of thing, or nation against nation. Like, is Atlas kind of hiding away now, or are they building up an army in case the others get mad and attack them? I don't know. So that's mostly what I'm looking forward to. I want to see, after all the crap that happened at the end of Volume 3, I just want to see what became of like the characters really that I've come to love. So I hope that I don't expect early on, but what I'm really hoping for, not with this episode, but just soon at some point, is seeing the main 4 girls again. Team RWBY I really want to see, because I want to see how Yang is coping when, loss of her arm, and I want to see how Weiss ended up when her father took her back. I want to know what happened to Blake when she just ran away. Again, I get why she ran, but that kind of thing. And of course, Team Juniper. The rest of the people, it's alright. Like, I don't need to know about them so much, I don't think. It would be cool to hear about Crow, and I don't expect to hear about Ozpin for a while, though I still don't think that he's dead. As for Cinder and the other two, almost like Quicksilver again, Bloody Mercury, and Emerald, who knows exactly what happened to them. I think that at least Mercury and Emerald lived. I assume Cinder lived too. I wasn't as sure at the end of Volume 3, the last chapter, because I was thinking, well, if whatever RWBY Silver Eyes did was able to freeze the Dragon Grim, then maybe it killed Cinder too. But then, Cinder would have lost the Fall Maiden's powers, and I don't know who else they would have been transferred to at that time. Yeah. And whoever the mysterious witch was, the Salem woman, who knows? So yeah, really just looking forward to seeing the aftermath of everything and how the characters are at this point in time. So I think that I've talked long enough about this, so with that, let's get to watching. Alright guys, here's how we're gonna do this. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and when I say play, you hit play. Alright, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go then. Volume 4, Chapter 1, the next step, and there's a pool of blood or something. Pool of Grim, I mean. I don't know, is that a thing? Is there a Grim pool? I guess they gotta come from somewhere. When they're not coming from dragons. Well, alright, Mr. Grumpy. I didn't do anything. Oh, look at all those pits. Huh. So now I'm wondering, is that a sort of spawn? Or is that just where they nest? Under tar-like stuff? I don't know, why are you asking me? Goodness. Now this very much looks like the sort of place where the witch lady was. I believe her name was something Salem. Hey, look, it's those two, but I don't know for sure. They don't seem thrilled. Okay, so yeah, they are all alive then. Yeah, your face has a thing on it. What did he just say? Oh, did she? So that scar, definitely did some damage. I mean, the scar itself didn't, but you know. You know, it's a mark of it. Can you speak? Not very well. Are you just floating in? It seemed like there was a slight movement of footsteps, but yeah, that's weird. Okay. They're footsteps. Just very graceful. Which, you know, that's kind of unsettling when it's like very human, but not quite. Yeah, do you? Come on, guys. He sits on the chair like L. Did she, though? Hmm. Surprise. Okay. Do tell. What's the weakness? I'm curious. You know I'm not gonna remember these names. Adam Taurus? Was that the name? Should that be familiar? Because it kind of is, but... Oh, Adam. Oh, that's Blake's, right? Yeah. Such anger. Tyrion. I want to remember the name. Hmm. Unsettling. It's better than nothing, right? Wah! Ah! 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 Very much crazy. Who are you? I don't think I know that person, do I? Hmm. Okay. It's very bright. He's already doing way too much work for my liking. It's like he seems younger than I think he is. I can't tell. I don't know. Also, why is he alone? That's another question. Maybe he's not young. Maybe he's just short. And small. Junior. So they're Ranger now? I mean, I think Ranger is cooler than Junior, personally. Not for Ruby's sake, just for the sake of the words themselves. That's a big one! That's just a golem right there. That's a golem. Oh, how could we forget you? It's a shame he's made of rock. So that was Zappy Zap dust ammo. I'm sorry, John. So he's without a weapon? Why is he without a weapon? She's quite strong. I mean, they all are. I'm just saying. You're good, John. You're good. Ow! Ow! Rockin' face. Oh. Well, alright then. Okay! No, because fire? Yeah. Was that it? Well, the masks seem pretty vulnerable. I think with their speed, they could just get to the face anyway, but... You know, let's go by the plan. Why not? What is this upgrade you speak of? Now I'm curious. You will keep running! Okay, do it then! What? I mean, whenever you're good. Oh. Now go for the face. Oh. It was just a ghost. Possessing rocks. I think that means it's dead. Good. You could try. We do like money. So's Geist. You know, fair enough, sir. Fair enough. What would that be? Looks like a blacksmith. I do want to see this. Do it! What? What was beneath it? What was beneath it? It's fun. That's fun. I don't know, but I'm like, yes, actually. Oh, John, no. Just put the armor on, John. Yes, weapon. Nora. Can only imagine. So then he's carrying a little bit of Pyrrha everywhere he goes, yeah? That's what I'm to make of this? Well, Ranger's not a color either, to be fair. Yeah! Good. So they're still, at least associating with Snape. I missed that last part. Jean, what are they missing? I didn't hear you because I was saying stuff. Hey! Look at you! Let's hope that it's a positive thing. Or the end of the episode, right? Yeah. So now let's see the intro! Rooster Teeth first. First, it's first now. Alright. So they must be planning to stick with the whole Rooster Teeth first thing for a long time. If they're gonna attach it to this. Do I only have lyrics in my... Okay, no. The lyrics just seem most prominent in my left ear. It was weird. Who's that dude? Did Weiss have a brother? That's what it looked like. It's kind of sad. But I liked that she seemed to be working at it. That's interesting. Really, a series created by Monty Owen. Alright, so there was that. And now the episode is over rather. So now it's time to talk about it. Alright, so this episode I did enjoy. I think that it offered a lot of good hope because we do get to see, the characters again. Not only have they grown in terms, mature, okay, kind of mature, but strength, and but it's just they've moved on. But at the same time, it's not like the past events have just been forgotten, because we do still get to see, the results of some of the things. Like they're all still out, hunting down the enemy and whatnot. And we did, I assume that the bits of metal that Jean, went into Jean's upgrades were from Pyrrha. And that's sad, because you know how I liked them. But it's really good too, because it shows that, yeah, like, even now, they still remember Pyrrha and what they lost, and not only that, but they're kind of carrying her along with them. I really liked that Jean now has metal from Pyrrha's stuff. I have to assume that's what that was, because I think that's what a lot of that gold came from, and everything. Yeah. So this is going to be a divisive thing, I'm sure. I didn't love when RWBY laughed so heartily at Jean, and I think a lot of that is because I really like Jean, and it seemed to kind of pass the point of RWBY finding it to be a funny thing. It did seem to go into the kind of making fun of Jean category, which again, I don't like that. I don't like when people make fun of other people, especially when I happen to like the person that's being made fun of. So that's just kind of how I felt about it. But again, like I said, it's divisive. I'm sure everyone, a lot of other people at least, thought that RWBY was just gosh darn adorable during that part. But as with other parts, it's not me being like critical of RWBY, the character. It's just, if anyone were in that position, I'd be like, okay, come on, that's enough. Like, ease off. Like, ease off, Jean, lip quiver. And I get it, things for comedic sake, or for the sake of comedy. But I just didn't really like that part so much. So I thought it was funny that he did have something on under the armor, just on the front of his hoodie. It was just kind of like how much focus was put on that, and again, just how it was treated. I don't know. It didn't make me love RWBY more, and I didn't love it. So yeah, I liked the fight though. It didn't seem too out there for me, I guess. Like, to me, it was kind of obvious, like, yeah, aim for the open spot. Like, that's kind of just the, if you're thinking about video games, it's like, look at what's vulnerable and attack that. If you have a giant stone thing with, like, one seemingly kind of fleshy part in the center, aim for the center. Like, that's just kind of what you do. But I guess in a show like this, it's, you can't abide by video game logic all the time. So, I'm not faulting Jean or any of them for not having really thought about that sooner. But I would think if you're attacking the rock and that doesn't seem to be doing anything, you probably do want to switch up your strategy a little bit. I don't think it was entirely necessary that they like completely destroyed all of the limbs before attacking that. I think they could have just focused on attacking the head, like especially with RWBY's speed semblance. I think she could have gotten in there and fired off a shot like point blank at the face, or really shoved her scythe point in, which would have done some damage. Or if not, even without like a speed semblance, we've seen Ren get in really close, we've seen Nora get in really close, so I think it was doable. I'm not gonna say that like what they did clearly worked. I just don't think it was the only way to do it. So whatever, they got it done, that's fine. And then the episode actually started by showing all the villains. Like, we get to see they're clearly all working together. Cinder, Mercury, Emerald, along with Salem, or whatever her name is. And which lady Salem, I'm gonna jump between that, I'm sure, or just back and forth. And then you get 3 new guys, I believe. I don't remember their names. One of them was Tier something. Maybe I should call him Tiara for now. Anyway, Tiara's the crazy one. And apparently, they're after, I assume they're gonna go after the Fall Maidens, or not the Fall Maidens, the Maidens kind of one at a time, because I think that Salem told Tiara that Spring could wait, right? Because first, his target is RWBY, not to kill her, but to bring her back. So, we get to see him sometime soon, I would imagine. I assume that this season is going to be 12 episodes long. I think that's what the other ones were, aside from Volume 1. I said season. I meant volume. And so, things gotta happen, because he's not gonna be successful. No, the first bad guy who approaches is not gonna be successful. That's just not how it works, right? Anyway. Oh, and what Salem said, that, like, listing all of Cinder's accomplishments, she mentioned that Ozpin was dead. I don't think that he's dead. I just still don't believe that he's dead. I think that if Ozpin had really died, we would have seen it on camera, The fact that it pulled back, I don't know. I just don't believe that he's actually gone. I think that he's going to be absent for a while, but I don't think that he's never coming back. So, interesting that she seems to believe so strongly, or because I can't imagine why she would just want to convince her followers that he was dead, because, you know, he's a big threat, that's for sure. But at the end of her monologue, at the end of Volume 4, maybe not at the end of the monologue, but at the end of Volume 4, her monologue, it seemed like she thought that Ozpin was still alive too. Granted, she hadn't really been in contact with Cinder at that point, I wouldn't imagine, but still, I feel like she's the kind of person who would just sort of know these things. Anyway, but yes, I like where this volume is going so far. I like that we do get to see the characters again. They're their own selves, you know, but we also have seen some growth, and we do get to see that, you know, what happened in Volume 3 is real. It's still affecting everyone, you know, even if you didn't lose an arm. Poor Yang. I really want to see, I want to see Yang again. And I want to see everyone, you know, but at the same time, you know, they're still going out, they're still being active, you know, performing the act of hunter and huntress, and, you know, helping the villages along the way and everything. And I just think it's really cool and good of them. So I think that this was a good start to this next volume. I think that, you know, there were some little things that, you know, probably could have been tweaked to make it a little bit better, but I honestly can't say what those things are, so really I don't feel that I have, you know, so much of a right to hold that belief. Like, if I can't think of what exactly would have bettered it, then I can't really offer. For me, what would have bettered it is if RWBY hadn't laughed at Jean so much. Laughing with Jean is something else, but at, you know, poking fun, that's not very nice. As far as everything else, again, the only other really, you know, little nitpick I have is with the fight and how I think it should have been a little obvious, especially when Ren actually, I think it was Ren, actually did hit the mask with his gunblade thing, that it was a weakness. But aside from that, no, I think that the pacing is fine so far. We have had another nice introduction to the characters, and we get to see where they're going next. They're off to Haven, you know, they're still looking for whatnot, so, and we do get to see too, or we did get to see a bit of what the villains had in mind. So yes, I am looking forward to the rest of this volume. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, what you thought about this, that, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, etc., and so on and so forth. You can talk about this episode or any episode before, but please do not talk about any episode in the future, and by that I just mean Volume 2 or Volume 4 Chapter 2 at this point. But even if I have already seen that chapter, I'm not sure that everyone else who's watching this has, and so for their sake, please do not spoil things, because no one likes to be spoiled. If they want answers, if they want to know what's going to happen ahead of time, they can go search it out for themselves. They don't need to accidentally see anything in the comments if they're trying to avoid it. So yes, please be nice, please don't leave spoilers, but let me know what you thought in a nice way and everything, and with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!